Game of Thrones, Seasons 1 to 6 in 5 minutes. Robert Baratheon rules the realm of Westeros. He deposed the Dragon Dynasty and married a Lannister, Cersei, who breeds a brood of bastards with her brother Jaime, who breaks Bran's back to keep the secret. Lady Cat captures Tyrion, falsely accuses him. Lysa tries to make him fly, but Bronzeblade excuses him. Ned starts to see that the seed is strong, so he tries to tell Bobby, but he's gored by a ball because of Cersei. So Ned tries to set shit straight, but Baelish betrays him, and Ned gets beheaded on the steps of Baelor's Sept. Young Robb gathers the banners, battles south, and is crowned. Arya trains and runs away. Sansa suffers Joff and the Hound, while Jon is watching the wall, where winter is falling and wildlings are calling and walkers are stalking and dead men are walking. Dany weds Drogo, her brother goes loco, crowned with gold, when Drogo dies too. Dany raises a pyre and strides into fire and rises as the mother of dragons. Robb battles Lannisters, falls in love with Talisa, which breaks his oath to Walder Frey, and he ain't bloody having that. Theon takes a boat to Balon, turns his cloak to make him Greyjoy, takes Winterfell, loses it, and Ramsay Snow abuses him. Bran and Rickon get away. Bran goes with Jojen, there's a crow, while Stannis claims the Iron Throne, though his claims denied by his bro. Sir Renly's shanked by a shadow fired from the vagina of a priestess of fire. Stannis then sails for Blackwater Bay, but he's set aflame and loses the day. Tyrion loses face, but still loved by Shae at the end of the day, so it's okay. Arya walks with Yoren, but she's caught and hauled to Harrenhal. It's awful, but she's supported by an assassin called Jaqen H'ghar. Dany walks the waste and talks 13 Carthene to let her into the city, goes to a party, asks for an army. Zara and Piapri steal a dragon, so she goes to the home of the Undying, gets high, and kills a guy with fire. While the Watchmen walk beyond the wall, and Corran forces Jon to turn his cloak to the free folk. So while the Watch is fighting whites and things, Jon's spooning ginger wilderlings. Hashtag no regrets. Also, there's an army of the dead. Cat sends Jaime with Brienne to the south, then Locke captures them and lops off Jaime's hand. Ouch. The Freys get fed up, so Robb gets red-wedded, killing Cat and Talisa while Edmure's getting bedded. Arya is captured by bros with no banners. The Hound fights a Fire Knight who rises after battle. Arya takes flight but is caught by Sandor, who hauls around the Riverlands hoping for a ransom. Jon meets Mance, the Wildling King fighting for free folk. They climb the wall, Jon kills the Warg, then goes back to the Night's Watch. Dany gets Unsullied, Selmy, Daario, Missandei, and liberates the slave cities of Astapor and Yunkai. Joffrey dies from Tyrell wine. Another wedding, another dead king. Cersei blames her brother Tyrion. In his trial, the Viper fights for him. Oberyn dies, and so does Cregg, though Qyburn makes Clegane undead. Jaime saves Tyrion, who slays Shae and Tywin. The Spider, Varys, sends the dwarf across to Pentos. Sansa leaves the city with Peter, Littlefinger, who lies wife's Lysa that makes her fly the Eyrie. Arya wanders around with Sandor, kills some people who had wronged her. Hound gets bit by bloke called Biter, falls to Brienne when he fights her. Arya denies Sandor mercy, shows Iron to take a boat east. While the Night's Watch fight wildlings and Carl Fucking Tanner. Jon goes out beyond the wall and is saved by King Stannis. Dany T captures Moiraine, locks up her dragons to make peace. Sansa marries Ramsay. The North remembers, then forgets. She jumps the walls of Winterfell, which is not saved by Brienne. Mel tells Stannis, burn your daughter, and it's done. Then Stannis and his army slaughtered by Ramsay Bolton. Cersei tries to frame the Tyrells, ends up walking with a shame bell. Now she's gonna bloody pay hell on the high and mighty Sparrow. Jaime comes to Dawn with Bronn to save his daughter Anti, gets caught up with her Barrow Nim Taine, talks about bad pussy. Arya arrives at Braavos, joins the House of Black and White. She learns to lie, loses her sight so that she might become no one. Jon Snow wins a vote, goes to Hardhome, gets some free folk on a boat, then he gets stabbed. Dany fights insurgency from the Sons of the Harpy, tries a pit fight and a marriage, but they both go pretty badly, so she flies away on a dragon. Sansa escapes from Winterfell and makes her way north to the Wall, where the Red Witch is raising Jon, who kills his killers. Watch is done. Ramsay Bolton expands his hold on the lords of the Northern Kingdom, so Jon marches armies. Bastard Bowl is on, the good guys won. Arya trains, plays, saves Lady Crane, slays the waif, displays her face, escapes the faceless, bakes a vis, rates a fray, and says she's Arya Stark. The Ravens training Bran to see through trees' magic abilities. Zombies almost kill them all, but Hodor holds the door. Ben saves Bran and Mira, then says, see ya, Bran sees a secret, Lyanna's Jon's mum. While the Hound roams around the Riverlands, joins the brothers' merry band. Jaime and Bronn break River Run, Blackfish would rather die than run. Sam and Gilly go to Horn Hill, meet Sam's arsehole father Randil. They go to Old Town, taking Heartsbane to learn some stuff from the Maesters. Cersei burns the Sparrows, Tyrells, all her enemies, and then because her son is dead, declares herself the queen. Doran slaughtered by Sand Snakes, so Olenna forges cause with Dawn and Dany against Cersei's order, setting stage for massive war. And Dany goes back to Vaes Dothrak, barbecues her persecutors, takes a Khalasar, and marches to Meereen. She breaks the siege with fire, makes fast friends of Theon Yara, and finally, after all these years, heads west to Westeros. Thanks for watching. If you'd like some slightly more detailed Game of Thrones explanations and analyses, please subscribe and check out our other videos. Thanks also to Random House for sending us one of their new limited edition George R. Martin boxes. This is not a paid promo, but the box is pretty cool. It's got a beautiful illustrated edition of the first Game of Thrones book, and the Game of Thrones card game, which is fun, and a nice map, and a heap of other stuff. So if you'd like to buy one of these boxes, there is a link in the description below. Finally, thanks to the patrons supporting this channel on Patreon. The Patreon is currently paused and no one is being charged for the rest of the year because Alt-Shift-X is taking some time off. We'll be back in 2017 with heaps of new Game of Thrones videos and maybe also some Westworld stuff. We have been reading your comments. So thanks again, and until then, have a good one.